All right, let's ruffle some sails. There's a certain pride folks have in American sailboats, and fair enough. They've built a few solid cruisers over the years, but let's not kid ourselves. When it comes to true sailing pedigree, offshore grit, and craftsmanship that holds up under real pressure, the best boats don't come from the US. They come from Europe. While American builders were busy designing floating apartments with more sofas than handholds, the Europeans were shaping hulls that could handle the North Sea in February. Boats that don't creak when the wind howls. Boats that feel like part of the ocean, not just visitors on it. Step aboard something like a Hallberg-Rassy, an Ovni, or an Amel, and you'll know what I mean. Everything's just smarter, heavier where it matters, sleeker where it counts. From the layout below to the way they slice through chop, these boats were made by people who actually sail, and sail far. Meanwhile, American designs too often go big on the brochure but soft on the sea. They'll lure you in with plush interiors and generous beam, but when the weather turns and it's just you and the boat, well, that's when you really wish you were on something with a bit of European steel in its spine. So, here it is. 10 European sailboats that, in my opinion, outclass, outlast, and outright outsail anything American yards have put on the water. Some are blue water legends, others are coastal cruisers with more smarts than flash, but all of them are proof that when it comes to sailboats, Europe just does it better. Let's get to it. If there's one boat that perfectly captures the spirit of Northern European craftsmanship, it's the Hallberg-Rassy 42. This isn't some lightweight flyer made for sunny weekends. It's a heavy, ocean-eating cruiser built to take a beating and keep on sailing. The moment you step aboard, everything feels solid. Thick teak decks, a well-protected center cockpit, and that unmistakable blue sheer line. It's all confidence wrapped in fiberglass. Below deck, the layout is smart and seaworthy. Handholds everywhere, systems tucked away neatly, and just enough luxury to stay comfortable on long passages without feeling like you're living in a hotel. It's not flashy, but it's refined. Swedish efficiency at its finest. Sailing her feels like settling into an old leather armchair. Balanced, predictable, safe. The boat tracks beautifully, especially in heavy air, and you always feel like she's got more to give. And that's the real magic. This boat is made for going places, not just looking good tied up at the dock. While American boats in this size range might give you more volume, they don't give you that same sense of trust. The Hallberg-Rassy 42 isn't just built, it's engineered for the ocean, and that makes all the difference. Here's the boat that makes you want to go everywhere. And I mean everywhere. The Ovni 395 is a French aluminum cruiser with a lifting keel, which means you can drop the hook in a shallow bay one day and be crossing the Atlantic the next. Try doing that in your average deep-draft American cruiser. This boat is rugged. You can feel it in the hull. Thick aluminum, welded seams, a no-nonsense finish that says, let's go somewhere remote. But it's not just about toughness. The design is clever. The centerboard system is simple and reliable, and when it's up, you're drawing barely more than 3 feet. That opens up a world of anchorages most boats can't touch. Down below, it's clean and functional, comfortable, but with a sailor's mindset. It's not trying to be a luxury condo, it's a base camp for adventure. And with excellent tankage and storage, it's ready for serious self-sufficient cruising. What really sets it apart from American boats is how purpose-built it feels. It's not a compromise. It's a boat for people who want to sail far, explore shallow coasts, and do it all in a hull that's tough as nails. The Ovni 395, it's a go-anywhere machine. Now, here's one that surprises people. The Bavaria 42 cruiser isn't a boutique, hand-finished yacht like a Hallberg-Rassy or Contest. But it delivers something American boats rarely do in this price and size range: value without giving up real sailing ability. First off, it's spacious. German engineering shines in the way the layout maximizes room without feeling bloated. 3 cabins, 2 heads, a big saloon, and tons of natural light. This boat was made with living aboard in mind, and unlike many American boats of the same era, it doesn't feel like a floating camper. The joinery, while not fancy, is solid and well assembled. Under sail, she's a pleasant surprise. She's not going to win races, but she's balanced and tracks well. The twin-wheel setup gives great visibility, and the deep fin keel keeps her on point even in stiff breeze. It's the kind of boat you can confidently handle with 2 people, or even solo with the right setup. While American boats in this category often lean hard into charter or comfort-first designs, the Bavaria 42 cruiser feels like a boat built for real sailing. It's the kind of European production cruiser that punches way above its weight. The Southerly 110 is the perfect answer to sailors who want true offshore capability without giving up the ability to sneak into those shallow, peaceful anchorages that most deep keelers can only dream about. It's a British boat through and through, solidly built, cleverly designed, and just quirky enough to be charming. Its big feature? The swing keel. With the keel down, it sails like a full-keel cruiser, stable and confident even in sloppy conditions. But raise that keel and suddenly you've got a boat that draws less than 3 feet. It's magic for places like the Bahamas, the Chesapeake, or skinny rivers in Brittany. And unlike many American shoal draft designs, this one doesn't sacrifice performance to get there. Inside, the raised saloon design gives you panoramic views, a nice touch when you're holed up somewhere waiting out weather. It's bright, airy, and surprisingly spacious for a boat just over 36 feet. The build quality is solid, with a strong reputation for durability and good systems access. American boats rarely offer this kind of versatility. The Southerly 110 gives you serious blue water chops and shallow draft freedom. That's not just clever, it's liberating. If you've spent any time around blue water sailors, you've heard of the Amel Super Maramu, and for good reason. This French-built beauty has earned legendary status among circumnavigators, and when you see one in the wild, you know it's not just there for a weekend cruise. This boat is all about long-range comfort and smart systems. Ketch-rigged for balance and ease, with push-button sail handling before that was a common thing. The Super Maramu is built for serious offshore work. You can reef, furl, and adjust from the protected center cockpit, often without ever leaving the helm. In a squall at sea, that matters more than you might think. Down below, it's like a bunker in the best way. Sturdy furniture, handholds everywhere, and a layout that feels more like a ship than a floating condo. The engine room? You can walk into it. That alone puts it a league ahead of the most American boats where you have to become a contortionist just to check the oil. This isn't a boat for day sailing or marina living. It's made for crossing oceans in comfort and confidence, and it does that in a way no production American cruiser ever quite has. The Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 45.2 might just be the sweet spot in modern European cruising. It's big enough to be truly comfortable offshore, yet nimble enough to be handled easily by a couple. French boat builders have a knack for balancing performance and comfort, and this one nails it. On deck, everything's laid out with the cruiser in mind. The cockpit is spacious and well protected. The twin helms give great visibility, and the rig is simple enough to manage even when the wind pipes up. The hull moves nicely through the water, quick enough to be fun, stable enough to feel safe. Step below and you'll find what Jeanneau does so well, a light, airy interior that doesn't sacrifice functionality. The galley is well laid out for life underway, the saloon is comfortable without being overly plush, and there's ample storage for long-term living aboard. Compared to similarly sized American boats, the Sun Odyssey 45.2 offers a better sailing experience with a more refined finish. It's not just a boat for holidays, it's a true cruiser that can take you far, comfortably. If you want a no-fuss, capable cruiser with European flair, this boat's a smart choice. The Moody 376 is one of those under-the-radar boats that delivers far more than it promises. Built in Britain during the heyday of tough cruising designs, this boat has a reputation for being solid, seaworthy, and thoughtfully laid out. Everything you want in a serious offshore cruiser. From the outside, the lines are traditional and purposeful. You're not going to mistake it for a racing sled, but that's not the point. This boat was made to go the distance, with a conservative hull shape and a deep, safe cockpit that gives you confidence when the weather turns sour. Below, the layout is smart. The aft cabin is a proper owner's suite. Rare in boats of this length and vintage, the saloon feels sturdy, with quality joinery and a layout that works underway. There's no wasted space, everything is functional, everything is within reach. And the engine access? Some of the best you'll find in a mid-sized cruiser. Compared to many American-built boats from the same era, the Moody 376 feels more like a sailor's boat. Less flash, more substance. It's a boat you trust, even when the sky turns black and the seas start to grow. Now here's a boat that combines Dutch precision with the kind of quality you can feel the moment you step aboard. The Contest 44 is no ordinary production cruiser. It's a semi-custom yacht that blends luxury, performance, and seaworthiness in equal parts. Built for serious sailors who still like a touch of elegance, this boat is all class. The hull is sleek and purposeful, with a powerful rig and a design that can handle serious offshore conditions. It's fast, but not twitchy, just the right balance of performance and control. The deep center cockpit gives a great sense of security, and all the sail controls are right where they should be. Down below, the Contest really shines. The interior finish is a cut above most boats in its class, solid wood, detailed joinery, and a layout that feels like a home, not just a cabin. The galley is seaworthy, the nav station is proper, and there's storage for real-life cruising. American boats often trade long-term durability for short-term convenience. Not here. The Contest 44 is the kind of boat that will age with grace and keep going long after others are headed to the scrapyard. The Wauquiez Centurion 40 is a perfect example of European design that refuses to compromise. French-built and proud of it, this boat blends performance with luxury in a way that makes it stand out from the crowd. You're not just getting a cruiser, you're getting a thoroughbred that knows how to stretch her legs offshore. At first glance, you'll notice the low, sleek lines and the slightly racy profile. That's not just for show. Under sail, the Centurion 40 is quick, responsive, and beautifully balanced. She rewards good trim and makes you want to keep the sails up just a bit longer. The interior is no afterthought. It's warm, inviting, and finished with a level of care that rivals many higher-end builds. The layout is functional but elegant, and the materials have stood the test of time. You get all the comfort you'd expect from a cruiser, but without the weight and bulk that drags so many American boats down. What really sets the Centurion apart is its versatility. It's equally at home crossing an ocean or racing around the cans. Few American boats can walk that line so gracefully. This one does it with style and speed. If you're the kind of sailor who doesn't let rough weather change the plan, the Nauticat 44 might just be your dream boat. Finnish-built and tough as the Baltic, this is a motor sailor that can actually sail. American boats in this class often lean hard into the floating house vibe, but the Nauticat brings real seafaring pedigree to the table. Right away, you notice the pilot house. It's not just a pretty feature, it's your safe haven when the wind picks up and visibility drops. Steering from inside, warm and dry while the autopilot hums and the rain lashes the windows, that's a luxury of a very practical kind. But don't mistake it for a plotter. With a powerful cutter rig and a proper ballast-to-displacement ratio, the Nauticat 44 handles surprisingly well under sail. She tracks cleanly, holds her course, and offers a reassuring stability that makes long passages feel shorter. Below, it's warm wood, big windows, and a layout that actually works at sea. There's a sense of craftsmanship throughout that's missing in most production boats. It's a serious liveaboard built for serious waters. If you want safety, comfort, and the ability to keep moving when others turn back, this is your boat. So, there you have it. 10 European sailboats that don't just compete with their American counterparts, they sail circles around them. These boats weren't built for showroom flash or marina cocktails, they were built for the real stuff. Long crossings, rough seas, quiet anchorages tucked into shallow bays, day after day of life aboard where every detail matters. What makes them better? It's not just the materials or the clever layouts, it's the mindset. European builders, especially in the north, never lost touch with the idea that a sailboat is first and foremost a tool for exploration. It's got to be strong, dependable, and easy to handle when the wind gets mean and the seas turn ugly. Sure, American yards have built some great boats over the years, no question, but when you stack them up against the Hallberg-Rassys, Amels, Southerlys, and Contests of the world, well, the difference speaks for itself. So, if you're dreaming about casting off and heading for distant shores, really going, and you want a boat that won't just get you there, but will make the journey unforgettable, maybe it's time to look across the Atlantic. Thanks for tagging along. Until next time, fair winds, following seas, and may your anchor always find good holding.